Good morning. Welcome to Terra at Home. We are at Trip Central this morning planning your vacation in the Dundas location, actually. And we're here with Lisa Shelley Ansell, and we are talking about getting away. This is that time of year where people have had enough. If you haven't had a chance to get away yet, you're just chomping at the bit, right?
It's a little bit limited depending on what you're looking at or what you're trying to think about doing. Again, if you have a family, if you're going just a couple, and what the resort is and the chain. So the closer we get to the March breaks, I think that you'll find less is available if you're not booking yet. And the cold weather right now is making the snap really busy. So the phones are ringing.
And that's the thing. And I think that's one thing you guys have probably always noticed. As soon as the weather changes, people call you.
Oh,
right?
Our phones don't stop. I mean, really, you know, it's longer days, but this is the time that people, you know, they call, they want to get the information, and sometimes it's not available when they call back to confirm. So definitely, if it's good and you like it and the price is there, you want to confirm right away. Yeah, if it's where you want to be.
Think that oh, I can do this last minute thing, no problem, but it doesn't always work out for you, right?
You know what? It's not common for it to work out to your benefit. I think that if you have been places and you travel all the time and it doesn't matter, maybe that's okay. But when it's something that you've saved some money up, you really want to have this great vacation, you've kind of thought about where you want to go, there's no saying that that spot is going to be available when you are ready to book. Because if it's popular to you and you like it, so does everybody else.
Sure.
And once the plane's full, the plane's full.
That's right. And that's the thing you have to think about. Never mind the resort itself or the ship itself, but the flights.
Absolutely. The plane's got to get you there, so it only takes so many people,
And this winter's been a little tougher. Last winter was pretty easy for a lot of people, and some people think, oh, you know, I can make it through the winter, I don't need a trip, and then all of a sudden, you know what, I want to take the family away for March break. So yes, there are still some options for March break for families. So why don't we talk about maybe some of the more family-friendly trips that people could do?
So again, depending on when they want to leave, with teachers, it's definite a Saturday, Sunday departure, so that's very important for them to remember. Only so many planes going, so you want to get in. But for families that maybe can go on a Friday or a Monday, it might be a little bit cheaper. And places like the Barcellos, the Palladiums, you know, those are great family chains and resorts in lots of destinations. So the Bahias, we have a lot that offer a lot of different things for different ages.
So that's nice. So that's one thing. You kind of have to look at what you personally need, right? And I'm sure that those are kind of the questions that you're asking people when they come to you and they want a trip. Some people have no idea where they want to go.
Absolutely.
Right?
And you know, it's funny because qualifying the customer, and everyone's different, and that's really where our expertise come in. And we have such a vast range of agents that have a lot of knowledge about different things, some more than others, and we really network together to find out the best info we can for this particular family. Maybe they have kids, both girls that are teens, as opposed to someone who has toddlers, or grandma grandpa's coming as well.
Well, I was just going to say that if you're bringing grandma and grandpa, then you want to go to, if you're going to a resort that's all about kids, it might make grandma and grandpa a little crazy if there isn't some sort of area where they can sort of get some quiet time, some private adult time.
Absolutely, and it's really important because it does cost a little bit more to go in a high season week. So you want to make sure people are getting the best value for their money, and that when they get there, they go, gosh, you're right. This did work for us, and that was perfect. It may not be what we thought in the beginning, but we're so glad we opted for it because it really was accommodating for everybody.
That's the thing. Experience is everything too, right? Some people are not experienced travelers, and so they have no idea. They've never been to the Caribbean or they've never been to Mexico, and they don't know what to expect. But I know that you guys have the opportunity to travel and to experience some of these places firsthand, and you can kind of give them a little bit more, and also based on some of the clients that you have helped and your feedback too.
Absolutely. You know, we have a lot of repeat clientele. They come to us because we know what we're doing, and we really try to make sure we're always learning, we're always going in destinations, we always have agents who are new or been here for a little while that are re-qualifying themselves to make sure that we have as much knowledge to sell the product to our clients, to make sure they have everything they want.
Well, what are you seeing right now, sort of some of the top spots, resort type places that families are going to?
Well, definitely the most common destinations are going to be the Cuba, Dominican, Mexico, and again, in those countries, so many different airports to fly into. with hundreds of resorts. A lot of the chains, the Melia chain, Paradisus, Sandals and Beaches, Sandals for adults, Beaches for family. Huge seller, very hard to get in if you're not early. But Barcello again, and Palladium, and a lot of them have 4 complexes on one site. So there's something for everyone depending on the budget, but you get to use a lot of the facilities regardless.
Right.
Yeah, so it's great for families.
And then there are cruises as well, right?
Oh, yeah,
which could be it seems like that would be a really good option, especially if you're bringing grandma and grandpa, because everybody can just split up. So you've got kids areas and adult areas, and
it's fantastic.
Diversity.
Cruising has never been more popular, I think, and there's so many ships out there, but they're so dedicated to the family experience. But in the same token, if grandma, grandpa come, there's certainly places for them to be on board if they want to have a little bit of a rest. The teens, the clubs are dedicated to younger children, maybe pre-teens, and then mom and dad. They don't have to worry because their kids are always somewhere safe.
That's the thing. They're
entertained.
Like, they're there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go off site.
No, and they're very strict about the kids clubs. Moms and dads have to show ID to come and get their kids. Like, people can't just be coming in and you know, visiting the children. So it's great. They do a great job. And the food is always fantastic.
And that's what I hear. And lots of different styles and types of food, and you can go really high end and spend that little extra money and get into some of the other specific restaurants. But I mean, there's just it's so much fun for everybody.
Everybody loves it, and you know, for kids, especially the teens, all they want is buffet. They want to feel like they have their own little grown-up time, and then mom and dad can go and have that great steak dinner at that
Everybody's
fantastic.
on the same page. Everyone wants their own time.
They want to dress up, and they just want to go to the show.
So let's just move ahead. We have a short period of time left, but if we were just the adults are escaping right now to go away somewhere else, they want to go too, maybe by themselves.
You know what? It's a great question, and we have lots of different spots for adults. Chains. The Valentin is popular. There's a Paradisus that's adult only. You know, Sandals, which is the Beaches is family. Sandals for adults. They're fantastic. And you know what? They want to sometimes just get away from those kids, or maybe it's an early retirement, or you know what? It's just an experience. And sometimes you don't have to be a couple. You can just be 2 ladies or a ladies vacay.
And you'll see a lot of that. You'll see sisters going away, girlfriends, and just or mom and daughters.
Just away from the kids so that you have that adult time, and not necessarily a coupley
It doesn't mean you hate children. You just want to not be around them for a little bit. It changes
Everyone needs a break.
Yes, it's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone right now coming to you, they can come here downtown on the King Street East location here in downtown Dundas, and just come to you, sit down with you, chat, and create their vacation and their getaway.
Absolutely. We have 4 agents, highly experienced, and you know, definitely they wouldn't leave here without being fully aware of many choices that they can pick from, and we'll take care of them.
That's the nice thing, right? You guys help narrow it down a little bit for them, give them some ideas, and then at least you can walk away, go home and talk about it, and find that great vacation.
We make sure. We don't want anyone to leave here unless they're really excited and they want to go on vacation.
That's what you want. Skip them out the door, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, it's
really
my
good
pleasure.
information, Lisa. All right, we'll be back with more TERRA at Home after this.
Live color fully at TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
AM 900 CHML is giving you more news when you want it most. Non-stop news weekday mornings 5 till 9, weekday afternoons 3 to 6, with weather and traffic on the 9s. Hear about it first from AM 900 CHML, Hamilton's news talk leader.
Good morning. Welcome back to TERRA at Home. We are at the Glam Julz headquarters, we'll call it. Yes. We're here with Monica, and it's so fun to be in this room. I'm just telling you, it's hard not to shop. But because we're focusing forward now on spring and some of the spring trends, and of course we know that all of your jewelry, lots of really cool designs that have been handpicked, are in our TERRA locations, so people can actually shop for your jewelry at our TERRA locations. So this is what you are bringing into our stores for spring.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
Cool color combinations too, never mind the design.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of really beautiful pastels. There's a lot of 80s influence this spring, I find. It's either pastel, which is right up our alley. Well, anyway. I love it. I love it. So it's either pastels or neons or... So yeah, very, very cool, the color combinations. But TERRA really loved the pastel kind of look. So I have on the table here some of the pieces that people will see in the stores. And there's a few new designs that weren't there in the fall and winter collection. So that'll be really fun.
And that's so let's go through some of these, because I think that's what's great about your jewelry, that it's interchangeable and you can play around with it, so it's not just one look. And that makes it easier to utilize more often.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. They're great travel pieces, especially this time of year.
Right.
You know, people are going on cruises and things like that.
Oh yes. People want to, you want to take them. Again, something like this, I picked that one up right away when I saw it. It has all those like the aquamarines and all those colors that just make people think of being away.
That's right. Yeah, this combination makes me want to lay on a beach and enjoy some sunshine.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So with this one, you can wear it short like that, or you just open the whole piece up.
And that's
it becomes a long necklace.
And that's the neat part. So the part that attaches at the top, you have made so that it in it itself is jewelry. It's all decorated and beads are on it. So when it's falling, it just blends in with everything else.
That's right. It looks like a little charm.
Yes,
almost.
it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a really nice option. Again, it gives you that long or short, and having short and a lot of beads around, especially if you're wearing like a beautiful, nice flowy little dress for dinner, then that looks really nice, like a nice highlight around your neck, kind of like the one you're wearing. It just gives a lot of attention around your face.
A nice statement piece for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
there
let's look at this guy here.
And this one, this is really great too. So even now, when the weather's still a little bit cool or whatever, and you have maybe a turtleneck on and you want a little burst of spring around your neck, this one falls beautifully over sweaters, but also looks great with a little tee. But what I love about this piece is that we've made this part removable. So you can have a separate little charm, and you could just wear this as a strand of beads on its own. And you could even hang that off of a little pendant, or even if you're going out for dinner and you have a little purse and you want to have it as a zipper pull, looks really sweet like that too.
That's a great idea. You've had one of those, like a cute little handbag or a clutch.
Exactly.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So that's kind of neat how you can.
That's a great idea.
Lots of
different ones. And again, of course, we're just looking. I mean, it's just a multitude of colors that you guys do. I should say, I think it's probably fun for you guys because you're looking at what the trends are so far ahead. And, you get all your shows and you know what's coming and what color combinations are working and what's the color for the season and that type of thing, and you just work along with it.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, a lot of people, they'll see our pieces and say, "Oh, I just got a top in those colors," and because we look at that before.
And you're like, I know.
Yeah, I already figured that out.
All right, so what else? I love this one.
Yeah, this one has become a real favorite. This is one of our newer designs, and it's really cool. The shape of it is great. That kind of asymmetrical look is really neat. And then the other wonderful thing about this is, again, you can remove this piece here. So you have a wonderful looking necklace still, just on its own, and then you've got a matching bracelet.
Everybody likes the two-in-one thing, right?
Yeah, that's
always
right.
The bonus, right?
You know what? This was a real big hit over Christmas with men. They thought this was the best gift for their wives.
Oh, she's going to love me 2 times more.
Yeah. Exactly.
That is great though, because when you take that off, it streamlines this a little bit more, makes it a little more simple. And again, obviously you don't have to wear them together.
That's right.
So now you have options of extra jewelry.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, with the double clip, you can be creative, maybe clip that onto a silver chain or something else that you have.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool. Love that.
Thank you.
Now, I know, you know, some of your classic pieces, of course, of having the multiple strands like that. Again, so beautiful, and I really like the grays and the pinks, and that's actually, you know, I remember our house back in the 80s was gray and pink.
Yes.
And so that's almost a little bit reminiscent of that. You're starting to see that combination again, because the gray's obviously been back for a while, but having the pink in there is kind of fun.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
very pretty, and that bubble, that 80s bubblegum color is really nice too.
That's really gorgeous.
Yeah, and this is a very popular design, even for girls that are getting married for their bridesmaids. They really love that design because it fills in nicely on a strapless dress.
It would, because I find a lot of times you don't wear strapless dresses often, so when you do put one on, you almost feel like you're not wearing something.
Yeah,
you feel a little bit naked up here.
Yeah.
So that helps just, again, as you say, fill in the color, and it just draws nice attention, and you pick up the colors, you know, in the wedding.
Exactly.
That's a nice focus, so.
Yeah, and if you like the look of this, another idea, and Terra is carrying these as well, which is great, is we do these little single strands.
I have one on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is from,
you do.
The Waterdown store. I bought it. I bought it there.
What a great model you are.
I love it. I participate. I'm part of the family.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I love that you. So you
now you can create your own look, right? So, and even, you know, maybe what you want to wear those two colors together, and then put some orange in it or something, like just make it really fun.
And then again, so now you're just adding to your wardrobe. So each piece, you know, you can't say, oh well, I just wore that one, I can't wear it again. Well, add another strand of completely different colors, and it makes a whole new necklace. So
exactly.
That just again, it just kind of draws out your wardrobe a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the trends this spring too is to, you know, people still, complementary colors are important, color blocking is important, but the other thing we're seeing is that people are doing mismatch, like they'll wear like a top like you're wearing with a bright purple necklace, you know, or jacket like
just go right off the charts. That's right.
Exactly. And that's kind of, I love that too.
I know, that is fun. And again, you can do that because of all the different combinations, and of course earrings as well.
Yes.
Now the earrings can kind of go so much along, especially if you're dealing with some of these, just these cute little single guys. Yeah. They go with a lot of different ones, right?
Exactly.
So that's actually really nice to have.
That's right. And then we do, this design is real, I love this earring. They look like little orbits.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and they're very neutral, and you know, you can mix that with lots of different pieces. Yeah.
That's great. And that's the thing. So lots of options, but again, these are the main designs, and again, great color combinations as we move into spring that you'll see available at our TERRA locations. And we were talking about this before we went on camera. I love the displays at TERRA. They look so beautiful and earthy, and the jewelry just kind of pops because it's like old like twigs and logs, and so you have to make sure that when you go to the store to check it out.
Yeah, the display is outstanding. It's so beautiful. Yeah, we're very proud to be there.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you guys are part of it, because it's just, again, it's another option. So when you're at TERRA, and as we move towards spring and you're going there to start to get ready for the, you know, the garden and that type of thing, hey, I can buy myself some jewelry or a scarf, or again,
that's right.
That's
and you need jewels when you're doing your gardening. I think you should have some jewels.
That's the way our world is these days.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
Look good while you're doing dirty stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Monica, and thank you for letting us come into your space. And we're glad you're in our space as well.
Great.
All right, we'll be back with more TERRA at Home after this.
Come and explore the new TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home. We are at Stir Kitchens on Brant Street, and they are allowing us to use their kitchen today, along with Chef Rachel. And we were making jerk chicken to spice things up in the winter months.
Yes.
Make it feel like we're in the Caribbean somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my version of a jerk chicken. A lot of different ingredients. You can you can, you know, add some or take some away, make it your own. But the basics, we have some onion, green onion and white onion. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the sauce first for the chicken. And basically we're gonna blend everything together, put it over the chicken, and then that's the sauce it's gonna cook in. Okay. So we'll start with some green onions.
And regardless of what we do, this ends up being definitely a spicy little dish, right? There's some heat to this.
There is.
Yeah, so I guess, you know, you can experiment a little bit to sort of find that right sort of level for you, but generally jerk chicken, that's what it is. It's hot.
Yes, it's supposed to be spicy. So we're going to use 1 hot pepper, and I think that's a good amount of spice, but you can adjust it from there. If you don't really like a lot of spice, maybe start with 1/4 or 1/2, because these are hot. So we'll start with some onion, garlic, a couple cloves of chopped garlic. A lot of different things go into the sauce, but it's delicious.
But as much as we have all of the prep ready for right now, because obviously we're doing a cooking show, it is actually really smart just to do this at home and have it all out in front of you. And it just makes it so much easier when you go to prepare the meal, right?
So a little bit of rum. Stick with that theme. Yeah, whatever kind of rum you have. So a couple tablespoons. I've got some vinegar here. Again, a couple tablespoons. Some lime juice. Okay, honey. A little bit of honey. Sweeten it up a bit.
Yeah.
We're going to add a little bit of sweetness to the finished dish too, just to add some extra flavor.
Okay.
Fresh thyme. So I just pull it right off the. Yeah, it is very delicious. Okay, pull it right off the.
Yeah, so you have to make sure you don't eat the woody part on time, right?
Yeah.
It's not so good, that chew.
So if it comes off, then it's probably thin enough to eat. But basically you can just pull it, and we're going to mix this all up anyway. So a couple sprigs of that. And then the good stuff. We have the pepper. So these are habanero peppers. They're quite little, like this. They look very much like Scotch bonnets. You can use those as well. They both, to me, have a lot of heat. They're spicy.
They look innocent, but they're not.
They are some of the spiciest. So just roughly chop these, and like I said, I think 1 is a good amount. They're small.
I would say, yeah.
So you can again add more or a little less.
And again, the seeds are extra, add even more to it, right? When it comes to the spice. So if you want to have some seeds in there, you can.
I usually take them out.
Yeah, it just makes it more intense.
But that's where all the heat is. You're right. I'm gonna get the stovetop started here because we want it to be nice and hot to sear. So then we'll go on to the spices. We have a little bit of nutmeg, about 1/2 teaspoon, cinnamon, and allspice. So those are pretty standard for the jerk chicken. Okay, maybe a little bit of oil in there. And we're ready to blend it up. So I've got this.
This is handy just to have a device like this, right?
It is.
You can obviously use the big, but
or a blender, you know, whatever works. So that doesn't take very long to mix up, and then this is our sauce.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Good enough.
Let's see if we can do just a little bit more here.
Our oven's ready. Okay. Good enough.
All right, so this is a little chunky.
It's okay. Magic of television will make it look totally awesome at the end.
So what we want to do is just marinate the chicken in this. So these are, I have a thigh and a drum, thigh and a leg there, a breast, bone in, obviously, for.
But you can do it anyway because you can also make it out of just like chicken wings, right? You can make jerk chicken wings. So you can use the same. So my friend was always famous for making. She was always in charge of making the jerk chicken wings because she was from Jamaica, and she would come in and everybody loved them. But I mean, yeah, you can just whatever kind of cuts of chicken you want to use.
Okay, so we're going to put this heat on high.
Okay.
And start by searing it skin side
So
down.
yeah, so again, as you're saying, marinating it for an hour or two is good, but you can also marinate even longer than that, right? It's just going to help just
of course
add the flavor. And,
I would recommend overnight.
Yeah, I was going to say, and that's what's great. It breaks up a recipe too when you're doing that. If you've done this side of the the prep, marinated it, and then the next night, you come home from work, you've got that side of things done. It just helps split it up a little bit so you're not in the kitchen for a long, long time.
Yes. Okay, so basically what we want to do is just sear this for a couple minutes on each side. You can get that nice dark color that jerk chicken has because all the spices in there are going to cook and caramelize the honey that's in there. Okay. And then we'll transfer it onto a baking sheet. We'll put it in the oven at 350 degrees and then just let it finish cooking from there.
Okay. Now, I noticed you added some of the juices. Sometimes, when you pull a meat out of a marinade, you take off the juices, but you added some of them to the pan.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Most of it, I'll put what's left on top when we put it in the oven. You want to use all of that marinade up and cook it in the oven. Okay. Yeah. So this is looking good already. We'll see how it looks.
You can definitely smell the allspice and again, all of the combinations of the flavors. It really does kind of give you a whole. It's such depth to jerk chicken, right? And you can see now because of all the list of ingredients. Yeah. So we'll put it in the oven, as you say, and then we'll come back and again, obviously pairing it with rice. Yes. Makes sense. It also helps break up the heat a little bit when you do have a carb like that. Yeah. And then we'll be able to plate it all and make it look fantastic.
Yeah. We'll make a little salsa to go on top as well.
All right. So let's do it. All right. We'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll finish off the dish.
Live colorfully at TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Welcome back. We are just finishing up our jerk chicken, and it smells oh so good in here. And I was asking you where the rum was because we should be drinking rum with it, but we're not doing that today. But that would be really fun, and especially in February, right? Okay, so it looks awesome, and again, it's got that deep sort of blackened look almost to it, right?
Yeah, that's what you want.
Now we're going to make the salsa.
Yeah, just a really quick, easy salsa. Some diced pineapple. You can use mango too. That would be nice. Just a cool fruit, to counteract the spiciness of it.
You need that, and some people who aren't into salsas and they don't think it actually is a really great accompaniment.
It is.
It really works nicely.
So some red pepper, red onion, a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of oil, maybe some salt and pepper.
And anything like this is great for any kind of fish as well, right? You put this with fish. It just adds more of a tropical flavor.
Yeah, so just mix that all up together and put that on top.
Awesome. Easy.
Okay, so we'll plate it. The rice, just when you're cooking rice, follow the package. That's the best way to do it. Usually in a pot with some water and let it simmer. And then we'll just plate this up. So a little bit of rice on the bottom, and that'll soak up any extra sauce that there might be.
Yes, that's great. And again, you can use any kind of rice, right? If you want to be healthy, or using a brown rice, works perfectly fine. And just as you're plating it, I want to remind you, you can go onto our website to find any of Chef Rachel's recipes. And again, you can just go back from over the last few seasons and really get a good idea of some of the great things that we've made along the way. Yeah. And you can put together full meals. This is awesome.
Oh, some of the sauce
fantastic. On top. So good. And again, this also adds a lot of color too, right? As you can see, there's not much color to that, but this gives it a lot of color.
So you got the finishing touch.
I know we're all like thinking, wow, we want to eat that right now. It looks really awesome. So good.
And you can add in Another good addition to this also would be maybe a little bit of cilantro.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Love it. Love cilantro. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
Good recipe. Have yourself a good weekend.